Hey there, folks. We are live from Oakland Alameda County Stadium here in 1976. It is May 8th of 1976, and we are replaying Game 20. Game 20. And the pitching matchups are Doc Ellis for the New York Yankees, former Pittsburgh Pirate. In 1976, he won 17, lost 8 with a 3.19 ERA. Here in our replay, he is 2-2. We haven't gauged his or calculated his ERA yet, but it's higher than a 3.19. He's given up 5, 4, and 5 runs in 3 out of the 4 starts. So we're going to get started. It's going to be Mickey Rivers, Roy White, and Thurman Munson against Glenn Abbott. Glenn Abbott was 2-4. He actually started this game against the Yanks in 76 with a 5.49 ERA. One thing about APBA is they only have four main grades for pitching. And this is for simplicity's sake and playability's sake. They do have the A and C's and the A and B's and that sort of thing, but generally you'll see A, B, C, or D. So no matter that if your stats are 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 earned runs, you're going to have a D. So he could do actually pretty decently and give up but 3 or 4 runs in this game. So you never know. Ellis looks like he's going to have, on paper, he has the advantage as a B. That's somebody who's basically around the 3 range. Okay. The early 3 range is a B. The higher 3 range is a C. And then the D's are beyond that. So that's how you work in APBA Basic. We can get started. This is the first game we've ever rolled on the first season and the first game that we bought and we played. So it's nostalgia, a lot of nostalgia involved here. It's going to be Mick the Quick, and he grounds out to Campy Campaneris, 1 away. It's going to be Roy White next, and that's line base hit for Roy White. Roy White's on at first. Thurman Munson steps in the box. Abbott sets and deals. Here's the pitch to Munson, and that's hit on the ground up the middle and through for a base hit. White is going to stop at second. First and second, Chris Chambliss. And that's a swing and a miss for the second out. Chambliss goes down on strikes, and it's Oscar Gamble. And that's grounded to the second baseman. Takes it himself for the force out, and that's the third out. So the Yanks leave 2, and at the end of half inning of play, there's no score. The A's are coming to bat. Doc Ellis against Billy North. And that's lined right at the center fielder, Rivers, for out number 1. Next is Cesar Pepe Tovar. And Tovar hits a grounder to Nettles at third. Nettles rifles it to first and gets Tovar by a step. Still moves down that line. Here's the pitch to Joe Rudy. Rudy batted .270 with 13 home runs. And he lifts one to left field, and Roy White measures it. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the second. I'm going to try to move this game along. It's going to be Sweet Lou Piniella. Hits it to Bando. 1 away. Greg Nettles next. And that's grounded right back to Abbott. Fields his position. 2 away. And it's Slick Willie Randolph, who plays with the Yanks until about 1990, then spends some time with the Mets and I think one other team before he ends his career. And that's another comebacker right at Abbott for out number 3, so 3 up, 3 down. Don Baylor is going to lead off. Don Baylor, who passed away recently, hits 15 home runs in 76 with 52 stolen bases. And that's lifted in the infield. And it looks like it's going to be Mason calls it out number 1. Sal Bando. Sal Bando hits 27 home runs, so has a pretty good season. Ends up as a free agent on the Brewers. I don't remember. I think this is actually the last year that he plays with the A's. From this point on, the A's totally break up, and everybody goes their own way, and they end up having to start from scratch, and they have a few very poor years until they kind of build their pitching staff. And by 81, Billy Martin shows up and I think turns the A's around to where they start becoming, much more competitive. Sal Bando, and that's going to be ball 4. So Bando's on with a walk. Next is going to be Ken McMullen. Ken McMullen is a utility-type infielder. He's slow, but he hit 5 home runs with a .220 batting average, and he's being used here as a DH. And that's going to be a ground ball hit right at the shortstop. Shortstop over to first, and oh no, he throws it over Chambliss's head. So Mason let one fly over Chambliss's head, and over to third is going to go Bando. And on at second is going to go McMullen. So that's an E6, a 2-base error on the shortstop, who must have lost the grip on that ball. Second and third now, it's Campy Campaneris. And that's an 8 with second and third. That's a fly ball, deep center field. Back goes Rivers. Bando is going to be able to score. That's the second out. McMullen stays at second. So a sacrifice fly, and the A's lead at 1-0. Here is Garner with McMullen on at second. That's lined and caught by Randolph for the third out. But the A's leave one, but pick up one on a walk and an error. And at the end of 2, it's 1-0 A's. We go to the top of the third. It's going to be Mason leading off. Jim Light hitting Mason. And that's popped up. That's going to be Bando, 1 away. Next is going to be Mickey Rivers. And he grounds it right at Bando as well. Across the diamond, gets him by half a step. Rivers can really motor down that line. Known for his speed, Mick the Quick is what they call him. Here's Venus White, Roy Venus White, and he lifts one to deep right field. Back goes the right fielder Tovar to the track and makes a nice running catch. And that's the third out, so 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the third. And it's the A's coming to bat. You're going to see the catcher, Larry Haney, North, Bill North, and Cesar Pepe Tovar. Here's the pitch. And that's hit up the middle and through for a base hit for Haney. So Haney, a slow runner, is on with a single. The A's are up 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. He's got Bill North. He's going to square. And that's ball 2. He pulls the bat back just in time. And that's ball 4. So North walks. Runners on first and second now. And it's Tovar. And Tovar's going to square. 7. He's in first and second, 27. That's a swing and a miss. Down on strikes for Tovar. 1 away. We're still on first and second. It's going to be Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy flied out to left. So pitch to Rudy. Be a 15. Runs on first and second. And he lifts one to left field, and Roy White makes the catch for the second out. Now it's up to Don Baylor. And that's lifted to right. That's going to be Gamble, Oscar Gamble, for the third out. So after allowing the first 2 runners on, Doc Ellis, gets Tovar, Rudy, and Baylor. We go to the top of the fourth, 1-0 A's. It's going to be Squatty Munson. That's line base hit for Munson. So Munson is on with his second hit. He's 2 for 2. Next is Chambliss. And that's hard hit right at the second baseman, Garner. Over to second, back to first, double play. 2 out now. It's going to be Oscar Gamble. Oscar Gamble is 0 for 1. And here he grounds back to the pitcher. Over to first, out number 3. Go to the bottom of the fourth, 1-0 A's. So Glenn Abbott is holding his own. It's going to be Bango. It's grounded to the shortstop, Mason, 1 away. Ken McMullen. McMullen reached on an error by the shortstop in his last at bat, and it's ball 4. So McMullen is on again. And Campy Campaneris. And it's grounded right back to Ellis. Ellis turns, throws to second, back to first, not in time. So Campy's on a fielder's choice. So 2 away now. To be the second baseman, Garner, who batted .261 with 8 home runs. And that ball is driven deep to left field. Back goes White to the track, to the wall, looks up, and that's gone. A 2-run home run by Phil Garner. And he got a hold of fastball by Doc Ellis, and I bet that Ellis wishes he had that one back. So the A's are now up 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. There's 2 outs, nobody on, and it's Larry Haney. And that's a comebacker to Ellis. Feels his position for out number 3. But the A's pick up 2 on the 2-run home run by Phil Garner, and they lead it now 3-0. In the top of the fifth, it's going to be Piniella leading off for the Yanks against Abbott. And that is line base hit for Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella is going to play it safe. And that's going to be hammered to right field. That's going to potentially be extra bases. And it's going to roll to the wall. Piniella is going to stop at third. And Nettles is on with a double. So Greg Nettles strokes a double into the right center field alley. And it's second and third, nobody out. It's Willie Randolph now. And that's going to be lined base hit for Randolph. In comes Piniella. And around comes Nettles. And Randolph is on with a 2-run single. Scores 3-2, A's now. So Randolph's on at first, and Mason is going to square to bunt. So 12, probably going to be a fielder's choice. No, it's it's a fielder's choice. Mason fails to move Randolph to second. There's 1 out, and Mason is on at first. It's getting Mick the Quick now. With 1 out, 3-2 ball game here in the top of the 5th inning. Rivers is 0 for 2. He grounded out twice, and he lifts one to center field. Center fielder North squeezes it for out number 2. And with 2 out, runner on first, it's going to be Roy White. And that ball is lined base hit, and to third goes Mason, so it's first and third now. That's White's second single of the game. He's 2 for 3. And it's Thurman Munson who's 2 for 2. First and third, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Score, A's 3, Yankees 2. Abbott looks in for the sign. Sets and deals. Swung on by Munson. Popped up. And that's going to be in foul territory. Haney is back there. and makes the catch for the third out. So Abbott gets out of trouble, gets Munson to pop up here in the top of the fifth, but the Yanks score 2, and the score now is A's 3, Yankees 2. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Bill North is going to lead it off for the A's, and he grounds one to Randolph. One away. Tovar on the ground. Mason charges it and throws him out by a step. Rudy, and that's lined to center field. Rivers over. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the sixth. A's 3, Yankees 2. It's going to be Chambliss, Gamble, and Piniella here in the top of the sixth inning. Here's the pitch from Abbott, and that's line base hit for Chambliss. There's going to be some movement in the bullpen for the A's. It's Oscar Gamble, and that's grounded to the second baseman, who flips the shortstop back to first, not in time. So Gamble's on a fielder's choice for out number 1. Lou Piniella now. Sweet Lou, he grounds to second base. And that's a force for the second out. So Lou Piniella's on first now. 2 away. And it's going to be Greg Nettles. Greg Nettles hit 32 home runs with a .254 batting average for the Yanks. He's got good power. And that's a 29, and that's going to be a comebacker. And Abbott is going to field it over to first for the third out. So after a leadoff single, Abbott gets 1, 2, 3 in order. Go to the bottom of the sixth. 3-2 A's. It's going to be Don Baylor, Bando, and McMullen for the A's in the bottom of the sixth. Here's the pitch. And that's grounded to the third baseman. 1 away. Baylor's down. Bando's 0 for 1. And that's grounded to Willie Randolph, out number 2. And now it's Ken McMullen. Ken McMullen. And that's lifted to left field. High fly. White. And that's all she wrote for 6 innings of play. The A's 3, Yanks 2. We go to the top of the seventh. It's going to be Randolph, Mason, and Rivers. Here's the pitch to Randolph. And that's line base hit for Willie Randolph. And that looks like it's going to be all for Abbott. Abbott is going to get pulled after 6 innings. Abbott gave up 1, 2. The Yanks been leaving a lot of guys on base. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. The runner is going to be his. And we're going to bring in Norris if we can find him. Let's see if we can find Norris. Mike Norris is going to come in. Mike Norris is a right-hander from San Francisco, California. He was 4-5 with a 4.78 ERA. So Norris comes in. It's a C pitcher. He'll be a B to this first batter, even though there's no outs. That's how I play it. So to Mason, who's probably going to square and bunt, and he does. There's the bunt, and that's successful. So Mason does his job, gets Randolph to second. And now it's going to be Mick the Quick here in the top of the 7th inning. It's a 3-2 ball game. The A's are up. The Yanks have the tying run at second base. It's going to be Rivers and White. Here's a pitch from Norris. And that's line base hit. And around to score comes Randolph. Rivers is on with an RBI single. So Mick the Quick comes through with a big 44, number 7. against Mike Norris, and the game is tied. So Roy White, and there goes Rivers, and that's lifted to right field. Rivers is going to have to go back. That's out number 2 now. And it's going to be Thurman Munson with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The score tied at 3-3. And that's grounded right at Bando. Bando chooses to go to second for the force. And that's out number 3. But the Yanks pick up 1 run on 2 hits. And after 6.5, it's a tied score, 3 apiece. In the bottom of the 7th, it's going to be Campy, Garner, and Haney against Doc Ellis. And that's ball 4, so Campy is on. It's going to be Garner who's going to bunt. Goes bunt, and that's going to be ball 4. So that's going to be all for Ellis. It's going to be Dick Tidrow. Dick Tidrow's coming in. Hard-throwing right-hander for the Yanks. Tidrow was 4-5 with a 2.63 ERA. He's going to be an A to this batter. It's going to be Haney. He's probably going to square and bunt. So Nettles is coming in a few steps, and so is the first baseman Chambliss. They're expecting Haney to bunt here, and he squares. See, 38, what is that? The number's a 38 with runners on first and second, and that's going to be a fielder's choice. So Haney fails to do his job. And they get Campy at third. So it's going to be Garner at second. Haney's on at first. Haney's going to play it safe since he's a slow runner. Bill North with 1 out. It's going to be 53-17. Runs on first and second. First and second, a 17 against a 1 there. And that ball hits North. Bases are now loaded. And North is all right. He's walking slowly down to first base. The bases are loaded. The infield's going to be in. And it's Cesar Tovar. Here's the pitch. And that's lined. Base hit to left field. In comes Garner around third. No, Haney stops at third. It's a slow runner, so he's going to hold on. It's 4-3 now. RBI single for Cesar Tovar. Bases are loaded. It's Haney on at third, North at second, and Tovar at first. It's going to be Joe Rudy facing Dick Tidrow. Here's the pitch to Tidrow, and that's swung on, and that's going to go for extra bases potentially. And no, Rudy's going to stop at first, but Haney scores. Around third, is going to be North. He's going to score. And it's a 6-3 ball game now. Big 2-run single by Joe Rudy, his first hit of the game. Scores both Haney and North. And we go to Don Baylor now. Don Baylor, runners on first and third. Don Baylor hit 15 home runs and stole 52 bases. He plays 1 season with the A's. The 1976 season. Then he goes to California, I believe, and plays there for about 5 years. So it's Don Baylor versus Dick Tidrow. Here's the pitch to Baylor. Only 1 out. Infield's in for the Yanks. It's a 36, and that's popped up. That's popped up. It's a 33. And that's Randolph. Calls for it. 2 away. It's going to be Sal Bando. Sal Bando had good power numbers in 76. Hit 27 home runs. 240 average. And that's an 11. Runners on first and third. I don't think the Yanks can get out of this inning, guys. First and third. And that's going to be a fly ball. Oh, no. It's a line drive base hit to left. And that's going to score Tovar. Going to third is going to be Rudy. RBI single for Bando. Tidrow's going to face McMullen, Ken McMullen. And he grounds it to Nettles. No, it's just swing and a minute, strike 3. So Tidrow finally gets the third out. But the A's score 1, 2, 3, 4 runs here in the bottom of the 7th. And they take a 7-3 lead. In the top of the 8th is going to be Chambliss, Gamble, and Piniella. Against Norris, Mike Norris from San Francisco, California. And that's grounded to the shortstop, Campaneris, out number 1. Oscar Gamble. Gamble is 0 for 3 today. Wait a second. That was Chambliss. So it's Gamble now. And that's the ground ball to second baseman Garner. Feels it, out number 2. And it's Lou Piniella. And that's line base hit for Lou Piniella, his second single of the day. Greg Nettles. And that's lifted to center field, North. Tracks it down for out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 7-3 A's. Tidrow is going to face Campy, Garner, and Haney in the bottom of the 8th. 51. It's a line draw to Campy. Line drive base hit. Campy's always a threat to steal. Tidrow throws over once. Stepping into the box is Garner. Tidrow throws over again. Tidrow sets and deals. There goes Campy. Here's the throw from Munson. And he's safe at second base with a stolen base. That was a strike called on Garner. Here's the pitch to Garner. It's lifted to left field. White under it. 1 away. Larry Haney. Haney is 1 for 3 on the day. 42, and that's a swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Tidrow, out number 2. And it's North. North was hit by a pitch in the 4-run 7th inning. He's 0 for 2. He walked. And that's line base hit. Into score is going to be Campy. RBI single for North. North is always a threat to steal. And there goes North, and he's safe. Munson had no chance, had a huge lead. North stole 75 bases. 75 bases in 76. So North is on its second. And Tidrow's getting banged up here. He's given up so far. He's given up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. It's Tovar, and that's popped up. It's going to be Munson for out number 3. But the A's pick up another one here in the bottom of the 8th. They lead it 8-3 now. And it's the Yanks' last licks. In the top of the 9th, it's going to be Randolph, a pinch hitter for Mason, most likely, and Mickey Rivers. And lifted to right. Norris is still in the game. Cesar Tovar in right field makes the catch, 1 away. It's going to be Mason. Strike 3. It's the first strikeout for Norris. Out number 2. That's going to be Mick the Quick. And that's lifted to left. It's going to be Rudy for out number 3. Game over. Yanks lose it. Yanks now fall to 13-8. And they lose this game by a score of 8-3. Ellis takes the loss. Ellis pitched 6 innings. He gave up just 2 hits, but he was a little wild. He gave up 5 walks. Struck out just 1. Gave up 4 runs, all earned. Actually, wait a second. No, just 3 runs were earned. So that's it. We're gonna fill out Doc Ellis's card. We fill out his card. He took the loss. Pitched 6th. Gave up 2 hits, but he did give up 4 runs, 3 earned. He walked 5, and he only struck out 1 against the A's. So his record is 2-3, and his ERA we don't want to talk about at this point. He's given up definitely more than 3 runs a game. But anyway, all right, that's it for this game. Game 21. Well, actually 20. They're 13-7, game 20, and they lose it to the A's. They're going to go on and lose 2 out of 3 to the A's. They only win the first game by a score of 4-1, and Rudy May gets that victory. Sparky Lyle gets the save. So in that first game on May 7th. So this is it, guys, for the A's for our trip to the West Coast. I believe the Yankees in their schedule come back home. They come back home, I believe. They do. They come back home and they're going to face Detroit. And this is exciting because I'm thinking that they're going to face Rusty Staub. The question is Rusty Staub with the Tigers is Rusty Staub with the Tigers in 1976. I'm not sure about that, but I'm going to quickly take a peek. So I'm trying to track down the Tigers. I'm not sure where I have them. But you know what? I'm going to check. I'm going to do this. Hold on a second. Rusty Staub just passed away. So, rest in peace, Rusty. Hopefully we can do a memorial game. Yeah, he is with the Detroit Tigers. Very exciting. It works out perfectly. It's the Yanks in the Bronx against the Detroit Tigers, and Rusty Staub plays Tuesday, May 11th. He bats 1, 2, 3, 4. He bats cleanup for the Tigers. So it's going to be a memorial series for Rusty Staub, who just passed away yesterday at the age of 73. A great Met, part of that 73 Met team. And that goes to the World Series. And he hurts his shoulder in the, I believe, in the playoffs, and then misses a game or two in the 73 World Series, but toughs it out from that point on. And plays, thank you, happy Friday, Bleacher Bums. Yeah, gaming all day Friday, man. Just sitting at home, relaxing. Unfortunately, I have no beer or wine. I have no car today because my family took both cars, so I'm kind of here. But my wife may stop by so I can pick up some beer and some wine and have a party as I roll on. But yeah, talking about the upcoming series between the Detroit Tigers and the Yankees in 1976. At Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, 161st Street, and Rusty Staub Memorial Series. It's going to be very exciting to play with Rusty, and it's sad that we lost him yesterday, and that's it. And for this game, the Yanks lose it by a score of 8-3. They tied it up, came from behind, tied it at 3. Rudy was tough, yes, as nails in that series. He had to throw it. Yep, he sure did. He hurt his shoulder, right? He hurt his shoulder, but he still played right field and had a tough time throwing. If you watched yesterday's Toronto Blue Jays Yankee game, you'll find the same situation with their third baseman, Donaldson. Wow, really? I didn't know that, man. That's crazy. In those days, it was like, no, you play no matter what, right? But Donaldson is even out there, and he can't throw to first. Check out the highlights of the game yesterday, the opening game between the Blue Jays and the Yankees in Toronto, and Josh Donaldson, the Toronto third baseman, cannot reach first base. Every throw was a one-hopper, and he kind of throws it's like a pie he's thrown across the field there. And yeah, so he's doing the same thing that Rusty did. He has a serious shoulder problem. I don't know what it is, what's going on, but he was batting. Doesn't seem to bother him too much to bat, but I don't see how that can be. That's nuts. Did they leave Donaldson? Yeah, the whole game. No, he started the game that way. They know he's injured. He knows he's injured. They know he's injured. Let's see what happens today if they start him again. He played the whole game. He couldn't throw to first base. But got the ball there, released it quickly, and that's it. So anyway, all right. So the Yankees lose this game. We go to a new series in the Bronx. We go back to the Bronx. Our West Coast trip is over. Tough playing these West Coast teams. Hopefully, the Tigers will be facing who? Roberts, a guy named Roberts on the mound for. Let me see who Roberts is. Dave Roberts. Was a not a long time Cub, but he was 16 and 17 with a 16 and 17 in 76 with a 4 ERA. So he's probably going to be a C pitcher. So we're going to face a C pitcher, most likely. And the Yanks, who do the Yanks have going for them? Let me check that out. The Yanks, I believe, have Figueroa, who's undefeated. He's 5-0. Ed Figueroa, 5-0, is going to go up against Dave Roberts in the next series. So I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to sign off for a little while, take a look at some lunch, and maybe see who's playing. It's about 20 to 12, so there should be some MLB games now at 12. Figgy, one of my faves. Yep, that run of teams. Yeah, run of teams. We're always second fiddle. Always second fiddle. Catfish Hunter. He was the big free agent they signed, right? From the A's, so he got all the headlines. But Figueroa went quietly about his business and always managed good numbers. I believe he wins 19 games. Let me pull his card real quick. Let's take a peek at his card. Yeah, Catfish, then Guidry. Yep. Well, Guidry is in this set. Guidry, I believe, is like a rookie this year. So Guidry is definitely in this set. But he's a D. It doesn't really pitch all that much. He's not part of the rotation. Kind of like probably a September call-up. Here's Figueroa's card. He won 19 games in 76 compared to Hunter's 17 games. His ERA was 3.02. Had almost 100 walks. Wasn't really a strikeout guy. Gave up only 13 home runs in 256 innings, so that's pretty good. Kept the ball down. So yeah, he's from Ciales, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rican. Figueroa Padilla Figueroa. Eduardo Padilla Figueroa. Right-hander. 6'1", 190 pounds. Played for the Angels. And then I believe he came over to the Yankees. I don't know who he ended up with. Let's take a quick peek who he ended up with. I don't know, you may know from the top of your head who he ended up with. He played for, oh wait, his last years were with the Rangers. He went one season to the Rangers and then one season to the Athletics. So he played 5 years with the Yankees. His last year, well actually his last 2 years were injury riddled, where he started only 16 games in 79 and 9 games in 80. His ERA in 1980 was almost 7, 6.98. And then he had ERAs over 5 in both the years 80 and 80. Oh, okay, the Yanks traded him in 1980 to the Rangers. And he ended up with an ERA. I'm not sure what he ended up with, but his Ranger ERA was 5.90. Following year, the Athletics picked him up. Absolutely. The following year in 81, his ERA was 5.40, and that was his last year in baseball. So Ed Figueroa is having a spectacular year for the Yankees in 76. And that's all she wrote. We're setting up for the next game. I'm going to take a break, so I'm going to sign off. I'll see you later, alligator, as we say. And take care, bums.